Nutty Squirrel Gang. Boom, boom, pew, pew, pew. Couldn't afford gun sound effects. Welcome to my Call of Duty ranking video. In this video, I will be ranking all the Call of Duty titles from best to worst. I will only be rating the multiplayer mode for all the titles. I will also spend more time on certain Call of Duties than others because I don't get paid for this. These are my opinions and they are not fact, so if it offends you, then I am sorry for that. Actually, I don't even care. Take it as you may. Okay, let's start off with the best Call of Duty. Number 1, Call of Duty Black Ops. You know who it is. The Show. Check me out, look. I said, check me out, look. Blowing people up with the RC car, driving around the map with my explosive charge. I'm shooting everybody, I'm never gonna quit. I'm making money in these wager matches. Money camping, yeah, that's what I do. If you don't know how to kill me, boo-hoo. You know where I be. When you're in the kill cam, don't forget to say cheese. I'm only kidding about the rap, but Black Ops 1 by far is my favorite Call of Duty. This Call of Duty introduced the most features to the game more than any other Call of Duty still to this day. Black Ops 1 brought custom avatars, AI bots in private mode to practice, wager matches, special equipment like cameras and motion sensors, theater mode to save clips, split screen online mode, and I could just keep on going on. But what I also liked about this game was the maps. They were amazing, probably the best that Treyarch has ever created. I can't remember a bad map on the game, to be honest. But another thing that was great about this game was that everyone moved at different speeds. You can have lightweight pro and marathon pro and get to a spot on the map to take advantage, which influenced rushing in the game. It's not a camp fest like it is today. Gameplay was great, and damn, they don't make them like this anymore. Next, we have Modern Warfare 2. This is when I believe Call of Duty took over as the best FPS shooter in its genre. This game was highly enjoyable and you felt like you were playing Call of Duty on steroids. Everything was really overpowered and it made it cheesy, but it was a lot of fun. This Call of Duty introduced game-ending kill cams, the tactical nuke, and they also added tons of new game modes, including my favorite, third-person team tactical. The sniping scene also took over in this game. People will rush around, even with a sniper, and just kill everybody. Phase, optic, you know. The maps were very legendary on this game, and you could still see a few of them being reskinned on the new Call of Duties today. This game is on everyone's top 3 list when it comes to Call of Duties, and it's definitely on mine as number 2. Alright, number 3, Call of Duty 4, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm already tired of doing all this dialogue, so I'm gonna make it a little quicker for all the Call of Duties and my opinions and all that stuff because I don't got all day to do this. Anywho, next is Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare. This is the first Call of Duty I've played in the series. When it first was released, I remember buying a Bluetooth and the game. It was my second FPS, my first was Rainbow Six, but this is when I fell in love with the arcade series. What made this game really enjoyable was all the maps and the game modes. I felt like it had a great mixture of competitiveness along with having fun. They had a 1v1 cage match mode, 3v3 tactical mode, and a lot of people play private matches just to settle beefs. With not much detail, this game has had great maps, and as you can guess, they're still being used in the games today. The 2019 version is a replica of the original, except there was no loot boxes that ruined the game back then, and this is when Activision didn't care about money, and this is also when the dumb fans didn't buy into it like the idiots who do today. Number 4, Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 is my 4th favorite Call of Duty, but I spent the most time playing this game out of all the Call of Duties. I have spent 42 days, 22 hours on this game at the time of this recording. I know, sad. And why you may ask? Well, Call of Duty became a dry spell right after this game, with the next game that was releasing was Advanced Warfare, and PlayStation 4 came out. I really didn't want to play the next Call of Duty, and I also waited a year after PlayStation 4 was released to buy the next system. From what I remember, Black Ops 2 to me was a downgrade from Black Ops 1, but it included the same gameplay, new maps, and overall a fun gaming experience with friends. And like the previous games mentioned, the maps on this game was also reskinned for later games like Black Ops 4 and every other Black Ops series. Yeah, and I mean, the features on this game was pretty cool, like with the iron sights and everything else in the game that you probably seen in the intro. But I don't got much else to say about this game. I met a lot of good people on this game, and this is where I just kind of, I had fun. Number 5, World at War. World at War was a complete change for me when playing Call of Duty. Treyarch knows how to introduce new things to the series. World at War did an amazing job making you feel like you were actually part of World War II. I hate the back in the time World War II setting games, but this made me feel different about them. This Call of Duty added dogs, tanks, zombies, and bigger game modes, and it still made it feel like a Call of Duty game. I wasn't a fan of the guns and some maps, but my overall experience was pretty good playing this game. I don't have too much to say about the game other than it was a good job on Treyarch mixing it up, and I just hope they never bring another one out because the next one was pretty trash, and I'll talk about that later. Number 6, Modern Warfare 3. Modern Warfare 3 was basically Modern Warfare 2.5. It was a fixed version of the overpowered weapons and perks, but with fixes, more broken things were added to the game, like respawns. I personally think this is where they started to help the casual players in the game. First, they introduced the most kill streaks in any Call of Duty with different sets. There was attacking kill streak, which was the original kill streaks. There was specialists, which was extra perks and where you must be skilled to actually use them. And then for the casuals, it was the defense kill streaks where you can die 100 times but still earn kill streaks no matter how many times you died, which is overall stupid. The kill streak feature was a cool add-on, but the defense kill streak sucked. It literally killed the purpose of it. Then everyone had death kill streaks as well, which you can choose to have a predator missile fall right on your body when you die, instantly killing more than one person around you, and the blast radius was huge. The maps and the hit registration was really good though. Death streaks and defensive kill streaks made me dislike this game, along with the map called Hard Hat, which you can guess was later reskinned. I still don't know why, and it was still a terrible map in my opinion. Number 7, Black Ops 3. Black Ops by far is the best series added to the Call of Duty series, and Treyarch is the best company to work on Call of Duty. This game was released right after Sledgehammer dropped the ball and made one of the worst Call of Duties known to man, Advanced Warfare 3. It was up to Treyarch to rescue the series before Call of Duty loses to Battlefield. Black Ops 3 was the good version of Advanced Warfare. This is when they included futuristic elements of flying and gliding in the air. Black Ops 3 even added new features, which was operators. None of the operators were overpowered, and they had their own special abilities, and if they were overpowered, they were quickly nerfed. BO3 capitalized on making the flying feature for movement only purposes. It was not an advantage to fly, but a disadvantage if caught in the air. It was to move quickly from one side of the map to the other side. This is what made the game pretty fun to me. To me, this was the last good Call of Duty before the franchise went all the way downhill and made garbage ass games. At the end of this game's era, this is when it became terrible. They added loot boxes and all that stuff, but I'm not rating it on that because that was after I left. And yeah, Treyarch, I don't know what the hell you were doing after that, but it's all good. That's why it's down here at number 7. Number 8, Call of Duty Ghosts. I know a lot of my friends are gonna hate me for this one, but I don't care. Next, we have Ghosts, the Call of Duty that started to make the series go downhill in my opinion. I always loved the concept of this Call of Duty, but I thought the execution was trash. The skeleton was cool, the artwork of it, and being hidden I thought was dope. This Call of Duty also tried to make the series go more competitiveness. With the addition of clans and MLG, it seemed to be the most competitive Call of Duty yet. But instead, it wasn't. They then added fun game modes which ruined people's stats. Infected was one of the game modes, and it would boost your KD rapidly. When you get into the lobby of a game, you can see everyone's stats, and some people even had KDs as high as 47. Like, what? Some were negative. That goes with the win-loss ratio as well. Besides all that, visually, the maps were pretty ass. The gameplay was campy as hell. Whoever was in a head glitch behind a barrel and waited, they won the gunfight no matter who rushed them. Camping was highly rewarded in this game, and as you can see in the new Call of Duty today, that is the same tactics they're going with, and it's basically the same game. Number 9, Modern Warfare 2020 version, the one that is out right now. This is the latest Call of Duty to date and has a lot of promises. Well, had a lot of promises, I should say. Alpha mode of this game was great. Beta mode, not so much. To me, this game resembles Ghost so much based on gameplay. The gameplay rewards camping just like Ghost. The maps on this game is also terrible. Or maybe they might be even the worst maps of all time. They're so bad that they had to reskin tons of old Modern Warfare maps and add them in. And those are the only maps that people would play. If it's a bad map, they will skip the map or they will back out, which is sad. I don't remember doing that on any Call of Duty. There are also some overpowered weapons that make this game less enjoyable, but there are some good things about this game, like the 2v2 mode. I think the ground war mode is not that bad, and then they added a battle royale. If I was rating it on battle royales, I think the battle royale helps this game a lot. The 2v2 mode feels exciting and very competitive. The battle royale is in a great place, minus an overpowered gun called the Growl. I feel like they made this Call of Duty to play it safe, to help new people, but also to help tryhards. And with the skill-based matchmaking, it makes the game terrible. And with all that being said, I don't want to do good one game and then try the next game even 10 times harder and put me in a lobby full of sweats. I don't think that's fun at all. Takes the fun right out of the game. Alright, number 10, Black Ops 4. The final Black Ops in this series was a huge disappointment, which is very confusing as Treyarch always adds something new. The only new thing in this game was bringing a battle royale to the Call of Duty franchise and a health regeneration kit, which was highly annoying and disappointing. Treyarch really dropped the ball as they had the same operators from the past Black Ops along with the same graphics. The maps were terrible and nothing new in the game modes. The battle royale wasn't even good and the graphics for it was terrible. I give them effort for the try, but the game looked like it was made out of paper, and judging by the graphics on the screen right now, I just want to puke. It was a terrible ass game and I shouldn't even have spent this much time on this game alone. Finally, the worst Call of Duties as a whole is Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, and World at War 2. Pretty much I can summarize all these terrible games at once. Advanced Warfare introduced a flying mechanic which made the hit detection terrible, and they also introduced loot boxes into the game that allowed you to get overpowered weapons if you got lucky, and it became very pay to win. Infinite Warfare was one of the worst games in general that ever hit the market. They had to attach a remastered version of Call of Duty 4 in order to get people to buy their half-ass, poor-ass made game. Finally, World at War 2 was made by Sledgehammer, and my god, I'd rather be in World War 2 in real life than play that shitty ass game. It's free on PlayStation right now and I still won't even play it. They could pay me $10 an hour to play it and I won't. These games are the worst in the series, and I do not recommend playing any of these games or listening to anyone who tells you otherwise, because if those people tell you that, they are wrong and I am right, and they don't know anything about Call of Duty. Especially people who just play every Call of Duty and doesn't play any other first-person shooter. Anywho, there's literally no positive in any of these games. The most positive they should have done was not release them to the public and use that time to fix the previous games. Maybe they will even have better maps for Modern Warfare that's out right now, instead of spending time on these garbage ass games. Anyways, these are my rankings. Like them or not, make sure you leave a comment of your list, and If you made it this far, thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, and yada yada. And get ready to watch my new video coming out soon.